Wanted to talk about leaving Prime and what I think about Prime. You know, when it was booming and everything was great. So I thought that's what leasing was like, you know. This gravy train, you're never gonna, I didn't even think about it ending. And that truck ran really good and had no problems or anything, so I decided to get another Peterbilt. But this one isn't as good as that last Peterbilt. And the biggest thing that drives me insane about the way they set up these trucks is hey guys, thanks for tuning back in and welcome back, and thanks for watching my video. The last one I put up, everybody that watched it, I got like 7.3 thousand views on it. That's viral for me. And I got a lot of new subscribers, so everybody that came on, welcome. And got a lot of comments on that one, about 170 or something like that. I almost couldn't keep up. But a lot of the comments were saying for me to leave Prime. You better get out right now, get out now. A lot of them criticizing Prime, saying how shitty it is, and to leave right away, get out. And some of them saying it was my own fault. Some of them saying to take the parts off the truck and sell them, and put like sugar in the diesel tanks. That would turn out good for me. That would turn out real good for me. Probably get like felony charges or something. Anyway, so wanted to talk about leaving Prime and what I think about Prime. But I came to Prime in 2018, so I wanted to lease a truck, and got a brand new truck, brand new Freightliner. Drove that one, did finish that lease. Drove that one through the end of that one was in the pandemic. You know, when it was booming and everything was great. So I thought that's what leasing was like, you know. This gravy train, you're never gonna, I didn't even think about it ending. And then I got the Peterbilt I had before this one, the 2021. And I finished that one. That one was good at the beginning. The first year of that lease was good. I got that one in 2022. And we hadn't crashed yet. Then I think about the second year of that one, everything tanked a little bit. But I was still making decent money. Never anything to complain about. I've never made really bad money until this round that I just did. And then the last year of that one, I still was making decent money. Yeah, not like I was, but enough. Getting a paycheck every week. There wasn't very many weeks that I didn't get a paycheck. I mean, once in a while, when the truck got hit or broke down, everything was good. And that truck ran really good and had no problems or anything, so I decided to get another Peterbilt. But this one isn't as good as that last Peterbilt. But oh well, what can you do? And I got this one last summer. It's my lease purchase truck. And I wanted to do that, so it took me almost 7 years to get where I am right now. You know, get the funds I needed to get this truck and everything. I put $8,000 down on this truck, and I got $2,500 worth of graphics on it, and about $2,500 worth of extras on it. So that's about $13,000. And then if you take all the payments I've made this year, it's almost 52 of them. That's another, I forget what it was, 58,000 or something like that. So if I walk away, I'd just be losing all of that. I'd be losing like 70 grand if I walked away from the truck now. So that's not even in my thoughts, leaving Prime. I mean, Prime aggravates me. Some things that aggravate me, like the camera. I mean, the camera is no big deal. Like, it doesn't really aggravate me too bad. But it's just annoying to have. But that's not the biggest thing that annoys me. The biggest thing that annoys me is the way they have the truck set up, where it slams on the brakes sometimes. and it has every bell yelling at you, and the lane departure, and the biggest thing that drives me insane about the way they set up these trucks is they make the wipers turn off the cruise control. Right when you turn on the wipers, the cruise control cuts off. And that's just insulting and annoying to me. But it's nothing that's gonna make me leave Prime, because what am I gonna do? Just throw my $70,000 in the toilet? I'm trying to do something. I have a goal to get this truck. And then after I get this truck, I can leave, or I can stay. But I'm not just gonna throw it away and then, you know, I'll regret it. Like, oh, if I had just like stayed the course, I'll finish. You know, I'd be really regretful. In like 2 or 3 years, when the truck would have been paid off, I'll be like, oh, I could have had that truck if I just stayed the course. I mean, I get tired of it and I want to leave, but then I tell myself all these things I'm telling you. You know, I'm going to turn it in, and then they're going to charge me a bunch of money. So it's going to be more than $70,000 that I lose, because they're going to want a lot of money to rehab the truck, to put it back out again. So it's not even really an option to me. And it's not that horrible. Like, I made good money this week since I'm back going. But now I'm going home, so I won't have another check. I'll just pay myself for my e-fund. But, you know, I ain't thinking about leaving. Not for another 3 years at least. Because I got to get this truck, and then I can go have my freedom. Or I can stay at Prime until they feel like, you know, until 2031. I think this truck times out in 2031. So once I get it paid for, it'll be gravy for a while, till it wears out and I need another new truck. If I stayed at Prime, I don't know if I could start over at the beginning like Eric says he couldn't do it, and I'm with him. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I have it in me to start at the beginning again. It's a grind for sure. Like, I've been staying out for like 5 weeks because it's what I got to do to make money. But this time there wasn't no making money. The first week I made money, and then I didn't make money for 3 weeks, and then I made money again. But that's the worst I've ever had it be. And it wasn't really, the first week wasn't Prime's fault. The second week wasn't Prime's fault, because the first week was, I was at Pittston and they didn't get the part. I don't know whose fault that is. If it's anybody's fault, it's Peterbilt. But it's definitely not Prime's fault. So I was stuck there. And then the next week wasn't their fault, because I was just in the hole. I mean, what do you expect them to do? Give me a free truck payment? You know, so the second week wasn't their fault. Now the third week, over 4th of July holiday, I think that was kind of their fault, because I didn't make any money because I didn't get any loads. Oh, hush it. I'm trying to make a video. But yeah, so the last week was their fault. But I mean, that shit happens over holidays. I'm about not to work them anymore. And what was I going to do? Complain and just say, oh, I quit. Screw this. You know, turn in my truck, let them grind off all my graphics, and then someone can look at my truck sitting there at Prime. Oh, there's Jim Cox's truck, the failure. He failed, haha. You know, I don't want that. So, I'm not leaving. It's not that easy, just leave. Oh, just quit. Just go somewhere else. Yeah, there's a lot of repercussions to leaving. Yeah, I might find a job that I liked better. But I lost all that money and lost the truck, and then 3 years later I'm going to regret it. So I'm not doing it. It's not just like it's not like you can just leave. I know people do. You can't just make a rash decision like that. You've got to stay the course. That's one thing I've learned from getting older. Once you've made a direction, you've got to stay the course. I mean, I'm too old to change course. Like, I got to finish what I started. I can't like start at the beginning, make a new plan again. It's too late. I made the decision to make this be my plan. So, you know, you just keep trudging along. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. And don't try to get in a hole. Like, this time I'm going home, I'm gonna, like I said, keep that in that other video. You probably won't be getting that video yet, but I'm not gonna scan this load in. I'm gonna scan it in tomorrow when it's past payroll cutoff, so I can put it on next week's check. That way I'll pay my truck payment with it. and then I can take from my e-fund and pay myself. Then when I come out next Wednesday after a week off, I won't be in the hole at all. So this time I think I was in the hole when I left the house too, so that ate into the first week, and then I made a check, and then you know the story. So, but it's not Prime's fault, and it's business. Another thing, too many people think of this as a job. Like when you lease a truck, it's not a job. It's not a job. You can't put job expectations on it. There's no guarantee you're getting a paycheck because it's not a job. You're not at a job where you're getting paid. You're running a business, and if your business doesn't make any money, you don't make any money. And that's not Prime's fault. That's the way it's set up. Now you might not agree with them having it so they can set it up that way, but they have it, so that's the way it is. And it is a small business. I don't care if you think it is or not. Now my business is a business to just pay me, but if my business doesn't make any money, then I'm not making any money, and it's not Prime's fault. It's not necessarily my fault. I mean, it could be my fault if I wasn't doing the right things to make money, but I didn't do anything that was my fault to not get those checks. And I'm still aggravated because the check engine light came back on, so I still have a problem. I still made no money, and I still have a problem. But it's not Prime's fault. It's Peterbilt. Peterbilt made a crappy truck, I guess. I think some wires are chafed and rubbing or something, because the check engine light will come on, and sometimes it'll say it's gonna derate, but then that goes away. But none of that's Prime's fault. I mean, if your truck keeps breaking down, that's not Prime's fault. You signed the lease and you agreed to, you know, when you got a lease purchased, you agreed to no breakdown pay. Because you're supposed to be on your own. You're supposed to be, you know, on your own 2 feet. And you're supposed to be responsible enough to handle all the responsibility on your own without Prime propping you up. And they still do prop you up, even when you're on a lease purchase. Like you're on them, like they help you. You're not totally on your own. So anyway, that's all I had. I wanted to just talk about how it wasn't Prime's fault and how I'm not leaving, and how there's no way I would leave. Not right now. Now in 3 years after the truck's paid for, it might be a different story. But that's a long time from now, so we'll have to see. And I'm going to try to make it that long, because I did a 4-year lease purchase because the payment was too high. I think the payment was going to be like $1,500, and I just couldn't justify that. So I did it for 4 years and got it for $11.17 a week. And I'm going to end up paying like $10,000 more for the truck, but to me it's worth it to have that breathing room. Because it's already hard enough having the payment every single week on a lease purchase. And it's just a grind not having those. You wouldn't think that those forgiven payments would be, you know, there's only 2 of them, but they're really valuable. They give you a breather. They give you a breather. It's just a grind on lease purchase because it's going to be a payment every single week. So, but I'm going to get through it. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. So y'all take care. Y'all have a good one. Y'all be nice, especially in my comments. You know, y'all get mean in those comments. But I just put that's not nice, because it's not nice. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.